Welcome to day 29. Today, ran with a really good friend. I've known him since kind of been in Western North Carolina. We trained for the Myrtle Beach Marathon together, and we just kind of talked about a lot of things. You know, we're both aging athletes. He's about a year and a half older than I am, and it is different now as a Masters runner. You can't quite touch the times and speeds that you used to, but it doesn't mean that you still don't want to compete. Both of us still love being fit and being active and signing up for races. So we talked about a lot of that, which definitely made me really, again, reflective on everything I do and all the opportunities that I've had and places we've raced. As I said, we trained for Myrtle Beach together, and I tried a different training regimen. I used Pete Fitzinger's advanced marathoning plan. I don't use that with my athletes for a few reasons. A lot of it requires a lot of marathon pacing, and I think where I was comfortable with my fitness and kind of the marathon pacing was okay, but I think if folks are looking for a specific time, they can kind of gain fitness in other ways and actually potentially run faster by training their other systems to do so. I didn't have the greatest race at Myrtle. He had a really good race. He followed a slightly different course and trained a little bit different than I did. Not to say I had a bad race. I ran 2:31 at Myrtle and took third. Stuart, who is my friend I ran with today, he took first and ran 2:26. But that's neither here nor there. I think I just want to talk about some of the things that we went over and kind of have learned over the years. He's been very experienced. He was trying to crack 30 minutes not too long ago for 10K. I remember him training for that and trying to break 30 minutes for 10K as an older athlete, and it was impressive to watch and see his track workouts and stuff, because he's on Strava. If you see my run today, Stu is on that run. He's linked to that run. He's a great person to follow. Super fast. It was a fun run. I was surprised, having done that 4+ hour run yesterday and gaining over 4,000 feet. I was really expecting my legs to be shot, and with the way I was feeling leading up to the run, they were pretty lethargic. But we had a great run. I felt really good, felt strong. Did my treadmill power hiking afterwards. But I think that's part of it, is just consistency. Being consistent, day after day, week after week, month after month. Having that consistency will lead you to a good result. That's a huge piece of it. Is having, when you follow a training block, getting in. We've talked about, if you do 75% of a training block that you were supposed to do, you're going to be in fine shape. You're going to finish the race. But in order to really reach that goal, you've got to give it an extra 10 to 15%. Really, 85 to 90% of your training, if you really want to knock out that goal, is, I think that's what you need. So being consistent in your training is one of the fundamental keys. Everybody always looks for those silver bullets in training, like how can I take it up that next notch? And well, it's being consistent and not getting injured. So what does that look like? How do you not get injured? Well, there's injury typically comes from a repetitive behavior that should not happen. Something, a hitch in your gait, something in your form, weakness, a lack of mobility. Finding those things out. So we talked about in prior videos having your team, and one of those people that I feel should be on that team is a good physical therapist. Miriam Saloom is mine. She is wonderful. I can rely on her if I need something. But you can check in with those folks. Do a strength and flexibility and mobility test with your physical therapist. Do a running form assessment. Make sure something doesn't look off, and if it does, what's the reason for that? How can you fix it? That's the way you stay healthy. And then doing your ancillary things. Your core, your strength, mobility, all that stuff. If your hip's feeling tight, how can you resolve that? Is it just some soft tissue massage? Is it using a foam roller? Is it using a Theragun? Some dry needling? What do you need to stay healthy? Don't just try to fight off something. Resolve it. Find the root of it. Find its cause and eliminate it. That is what's going to keep you running and give you that consistency and let you train all the way from beginning to the end. When something starts to bother me right away, I get on the phone with Miriam and say, this is bugging me. Can I come see you? And then she does an assessment and lets me know, well, actually, your hip is tight, or your hip is weak, or you're landing too far out in front, whatever it may be. It really is just finding out what the problem is and finding resolution so that she can keep training. So doing those ancillary things, as I said, I've been really diligent about doing all my core and strength work. I got a Strava just sent me last month compared to this month, and oh my gosh, how many more strength sessions I've done. It's just incredible, to see. And I'm noticing the difference in my running. Like I said the other day, I feel so much stronger on the climbs. I feel so much faster. My turnover feels better. It really does make a difference. Doing these little small things, it really can make that much of a difference. So it's worth it, spending that extra time. So I'm just gonna continue doing that and listening to my body. That's kind of when I ran my best marathon, was when I listened to my body. And my two best marathons, one was a trail race and one was a road race, and each time I trained and listened to my body. What was it needing? Did it need speed? Did it need strength? Did it need endurance? I let all of that dictate what my training was like. And so listening to my body right now, it's as I communicate with my coach, I'm trying to be forthcoming with how I'm feeling and what I feel I need work on. So that's been a great piece of my training, and something that I hope all of you can consider is, it is hard sometimes, and it's a sacrifice at times to get something in. You may have to get up early or stay up late or run on a vacation. But if you really have a goal and you really want to succeed in that goal, you've got to make those sacrifices, in order to finish and get the time or the distance or whatever it may be that you're seeking. So keep working for it. Stay with it. Be consistent. So other things, I've talked a lot about my my weight and wanting to make sure that I get down to a certain weight, and I don't want to be or sound obsessed with it, and I have not been checking the scale to because I don't want that obsession to constantly be checking to see am I losing weight. I want to feel healthy, which I do right now. I'm feeling healthy, I'm feeling strong, so I'm not as worried about my weight. My diet has been good. Watching my calories, I'm watching what I'm eating, getting in the macros and following the guidelines. So I'm trying not to be obsessive on that point. I kind of thought about it, on some of my runs, and by doing some of these videos, I was like, well, it kind of sounds a bit obsessive. So, in that regard, I'm not worrying about it as much, because it seems to be progressing naturally, especially with doing all this ancillary strength training and core training. I feel like things are actually going in the direction I want them to. And as I kind of build the miles here, it's going to start to come off a little bit more naturally as well, because everything is lined up. My diet's lined up. I'm hydrating really well. So my stress levels are down. Yeah, so I think things are headed in the right direction. I'll do a weight check-in, but I think it's better, mentally and for my mental health to not be as focused and worried about it, because like I said, I feel like it's heading in the right direction. So so today was supposed to be easy recovery day. It's supposed to be 5.5 miles. We got in 9 3/4. We did the run that, if you didn't see the bear video the other day, we did that route. And it was great. It was nice. We were moving nice and chatting. It was great. It was fun. Beautiful temperature. It was kind of one of those like damp, cool mornings. But yeah, we had a great run, just talking and chatting, and we talked about that. That's just you have to find your pleasure, right? Your joy with running. It can't be a chore. You have to look forward to the run. What's it going to take for you to look forward to the run? I look forward to my run every day, and I'm blessed to be able to go out and do a trail run, and sometimes I just stay next to the house and I run along this river, and that's pleasurable to me. I find joy in that, and I look forward to it. It's just happiness. Like what is your happiness? What makes you happy about running? How can you find that in a daily way? So I think that's the other big piece, is just making sure you're happy doing what you're doing. We have our whys. We certainly have our whys, why we're doing an event, why we're training. And that's huge. That helps us get out the door. But there also has to be this level of contentment, of excitement when you step out that door. Like I am eager. I am so eager to get out on the road, or on the trail, to run with my dog, to experience a new trail, to go on a certain route. It's like, that's great. Like I never, I hardly ever dread going out for a run. Yeah, there's times where, it may be raining and cold, and I'm like, but, in the end, I know I'll feel so much better. I'll feel great that I had it done and that I did it. So, look for your joy. Find your happiness. Find your contentment. What does it take? What does that look like? What will help you be happier on a daily basis? Because it'll be so much easier for you to get out the door. Think of a route that you're like, yeah, I'd really enjoy doing that today. That always helps me. Or, what type of day today? Sometimes it's a music day for me, where I'll just throw on some music. So other days it's a quiet day, where I'm just reflective and thinking. And other days it's a podcast or an audiobook. What is it that will make me enjoy this run more? So find those things. Okay? Well, that's all I got for today. I'm going to be working on the newsletter, so stay tuned for that. Again, if you want to subscribe to the newsletter, just go to my website, mrrunningpains.com, and you can subscribe. I'll put it in the description. But that will be coming out December 1st. I should have that all together, and it's going to have all sorts of stuff. Articles, reviews, tips, all sorts of great stuff. Recommendations, book, podcast, music, all that kind of stuff. So sign up for that. It's free. And again, thank you guys for joining me. I'll see you tomorrow, day 30, my journey to Bigfoot 200.